welcome back to Skippable Cutscenes. Cleo, would you like to introduce yourself?
They know who I am. I'm Cleo. Yay. I do the dorky druid character. That's me. I'm that one.
Following the attack on the Weaver's base, our hero spent the day repairing the compound, and after they were done, they sat down around the fire to tell some stories. This is Cleo's story, and you're going to be your current level because level 1 sucks, and also you're telling the story from a perspective of how they would know you now, so, you know.
I'm much more badass at this point in my life. So.
Yeah, they're like, and I fought as hard as I could, or whatever, and they know what that looks like. That looks like you turning into a kangaroo and kicking a guy off of a boat.
Yes, it does.
Poor Jimmy Two-Axe.
We barely got to know you.
You killed him twice.
I know, that was fun. Let's do that again.
It would have been cool if he got away, actually.
I mean, it would have been cool because, recurrent characters, but then, just makes you feel so impotent when bad guys get away.
So you tell a story from when you were younger in the small mountain village of Gimblestone on the island of Yettle. It's on an island far to the southeast of the Sea of Lenses. It's very isolated and has almost no contact with the outside world. It's been, how old's Gilly again?
Gilly is, how long has she been?
She was like 18 when she left, right?
She left at 18, yeah.
So this is a couple years before that, so she's like 16-ish.
Oh, crikey. Okay. 16-year-old Gilly.
16, 17, somewhere in that range. I mean, you may not even really know approximately how old you are.
She'd probably be working in the mine at that point then.
Yes.
Yeah. Yay, labor.
Yeah, this is a small village, mostly humans. Gilly has lived here her whole life, raised by a foster family who's everyone here is polite to her. It's not a bad life, but she works in the mines. I believe this is all true.
Yeah, it's not really by choice that she works in the mines. It's more kind of, well, you're very strong, go work in the mines. You want to eat, that's what you do.
Yeah. Part of this also maybe that Gilly has a reputation for being extremely chatty and...
Yes, they did try and put me away somewhere that wouldn't cause problems.
A little annoying. So they're just like, how do you solve a problem like Gilly? It's just put her in the mines. She's relatively strong for someone in the village.
I mean, as an orc, stronger than the average human. I mean, literally, she's got a +2 and everything. A +2 and everything. Stronger than average.
Smarter than average. Wiser than average.
Yeah.
Shorter than average.
Shorter than average for an orc.
Yeah.
That's not really saying much.
All right, so you have a hard day at work at the mines where you extract whatever you do when you mine. You find coal, you find metals, you find whatever goes with that. Salt.
Oh my god, the geologist in me is wincing, but okay, carry on.
I know. That is kind of intentional. I've been waiting to stab you in the eyes with geology.
I've been waiting to stab you with the eyes with geology.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure about your weapon of choice there, but ouch.
I mean, technically, if it came from the planet and it stabs you in the eye, it kind of was geology related.
I mean, you're not wrong. Just misinformed, maybe. Let's just go with it. Eyes, geology, yes, go. I've been working in the mine. Face is covered in probably shit. Just,
Bat guano.
Bat guano. Maybe.
I mean, that can happen. I mean, there can be whole chambers where the floor is entirely filled with bat poop. I'm sure.
Yes, but not usually in active mines, but fuck it, let's go with it.
Well, let's say that they're, the mine, they started digging in a cave system, but the mines themselves are orderly tunnels, and they still intersect some.
You seem really desperate for me to get covered in bat poop, but sure.
Listen, I have a fetish, and
I'd realised that by now. It's like
and
everything is your fetish.
Are totally part of it.
Rodents are totally part of your fetish. I think I'd like that stitched on a pillow somewhere. Rodents are my fetish. Dude.
If we ever have a merch store, that's going to be one of them.
Rodents fetish. Fucking hell.
With a little cute stitch of Henry.
Yes, that seems perfect. Anyway.
The last couple of weeks, there's been something of a ghost story running around the miners, where they're talking about what they're calling the ghost bear inside the mine or inside the caves around the mine, and they describe it as a bear. But B, they describe it as glowing. This A, it's a bear.
Sorry.
B, it's a ghost.
They describe the ghost bear as a ghostly bear.
as glowing like a sort of like a greenish blue.
Ghosts are white. Gilly doesn't believe them.
Yeah, I mean, you take this just to be they're too much swamp gas in their brains or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds like something Gilly would do. It's just like, there's no such thing as ghost bears. No such thing as bears. We live on an island.
There are some small bears known to exist further down in the mountain. It'd be very rare for one to come up as far as you are, where you freeze dry potatoes on the mountainside.
I forgot about the freeze dried potatoes. Oh, that would be grim. And they are. They are grim.
Anyway. So it's the end of your shift, and your colleague, not necessarily friend, but Isaac comes up to you and says, "Man, you hear about that ghost bear?"
No, but I'm sure you're going to tell me.
They said it was the size of a bear, and it glowed in the dark.
You know what? We've seen bears. Bears are about a foot tall. The tiny bears that live down the road.
Those are dogs.
I do get those things confused. No. Dogs are the big ones that are about 6 feet tall, go neigh a lot. That's the dogs, right?
Those are the horses.
I thought horses went meow. No, never mind. Anyway, were you saying?
Yeah, they said there's a freaking ghost bear in the mines.
I got that from when you said there's a ghost bear in the mines. What is it doing in the mines? Is it hunting for food? Is it wanting to speak to its loved ones? Does it like to prank people?
He's like, none of this makes sense. If there's a bear in the mines, I imagine it's going to hurt somebody.
Probably you.
He gets a panicked look on his face. I'm gonna go home.
Do I have to cover your shift now?
Again? Yes, please. Yeah, you're gonna do that? Thank you. You're the best.
I am the best. That is the problem here.
You're the best. Enjoy the next 6 hours. I'm gonna get out of here. And he just walks away without discussing anything else.
Can I donkey punch him at the back of the head?
Roll a roll a basic attack. Yeah. And he's gonna dex to dodge.
He doesn't need dex to dodge. I got a 1.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you swing wide. He doesn't even notice. And he walks out. You are in the mines with a lantern.
So I'm just going to work really slowly for 6 hours.
Okay.
Out of spite.
Roll a perception check.
That's 8. I'm on the high rolling today.
All right. The first couple hours pass with no change in normal. You have the loud sounds of you hammering at the side of the wall to pull out whatever it is, whatever rock you guys care about.
Not rising to it. I hate
there's it's just you guys are really into that diatomaceous earth, so you just mine the rocks of it up in the tall mountains to crush so that you can to kill bed bugs with.
Not rising to it. Really?
Yeah. It'll kill bed bugs, won't it? Because
I don't know. I've never had bed bugs.
Me either, but apparently that's like running over a field of broken glass for them. So they, if you like make one of those like magical salt circles around your bed, they'll die trying to get to it.
I mean, surely it would be best to put it in your bed because.
Well, I think the plan there is that you do something to your mattress to kill them, but then you line the earth around the like pillars to get up to your bed, so that way they can't get up into it because they can't fucking jump, or if they can, it's not high enough to matter. So it's just to keep them out of your bed.
I do not want to.
I never want bed bugs.
Oh God, it makes me really iffy to go into like hotels and stuff because I just you just like
okay.
Did the
I have a
oh God.
I have a full procedure there. People, what they do is when they get in their hotel, they pick up their suitcase and they set it on the fucking bed. That is what you never ever ever do. You set the suitcase onto the table because they have a much more difficult time getting up onto table legs and stuff like that. They love the soft squishy bedding.
Mm-hmm.
And you never put your clothes on the bed. You make sure that you have the full isolation there.
Okay.
People have been getting bed bugs from movie theater seats, airline, both seats and jumping from bags to bag, bag to bag in the overhead or in the storage compartments. Yeah. Fucking bed bugs.
No, no, no. No, 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 no.
I've ruined everything for you.
You've ruined travel for me, you monster. Jesus Christ. No, that's bad. That's awful. Okay. Anyway, Gilly is not currently worried about bed bugs.
Because Gilly sleeps outside or sleeps in a barn. She just can burn her bedding when she needs to.
I mean, anyway. I put in my backstory that these people treated me pretty well, but I'm sleeping in a barn now.
It's it's your own space, and it's decorated as you desire. I mean, it's a poor village. They just sleep in like hay stuffed sacks wrapped with whatever. It's not, it's not that much of a downgrade.
But it still is. Wow. I didn't really intend to give Gilly like a horrifying backstory, just like a...
It's a lot like, have you heard about that? Was it the like Swiss foster farm system? Have you heard about these stories?
No.
Where foster children were basically sent to farms and treated like slave labor for decades.
Oh my God. God, I can't, no. Oh. Yeah, now that you put it like that, that's depressing.
Yeah.
People are monsters. Anyway, yeah, Gilly's going to sleep in her barn when she's done.
Okay. Yeah, your shift passes. You don't hear anything. You wake up in the morning. Your foster dad. Where's my name list here? Dell comes in and says, "Morning, Gilly. Breakfast is apparently ready."
Is it potatoes?
It is.
Okay, I'm coming. I will go and get breakfast. Not brush my hair because Gilly doesn't care. And no one else cares because they don't see Gilly as human, really. Apparently. They basically treat her like a mining donkey.
You have a fine breakfast of freeze-dried or rehydrated freeze-dried potatoes made into like a... it's not bad. It's more like a it's halfway between like mashed potatoes and like a potato leek soup, where it has leeks in it. It has that oniony flavor, but the majority of the calories comes from potatoes.
The thing is, why don't we just have a root cellar? Why do we need to freeze dry the potatoes? They last for donkey's years.
They last a while.
All right, fair enough. I eat my mashy soup, and I guess this is just my staple diet, so I don't really notice it at all.
Yeah, during this time of the year, at least, I imagine that eventually there are, I don't know what grows up in the mountains, cabbages.
Those mountain cabbages. I feel like I'm picking on you an awful lot. It's because the others aren't here. I'd normally pick on them.
I'm okay with being picked on. It's also my fetish. That's the next pillow. Being picked on is my fetish.
Oh, God. Fair. Jesus Christ. Being picked on is my fetish. Jeez. No more
it actually
fetishes.
is a lot of people's.
I know. I don't get it myself.
Whatever boats your float. I just want people to be happy.
I just cry if people pick on me.
Don't cry.
Oh no, I'm a massive wuss.
That's my fetish.
No, I'm a massive wuss if people are mean to me.
Aw.
It makes me very sad. Like, unreasonably sad. So. True facts.
Anyway, during breakfast, Del, your foster dad, asks you if you heard about the incident at the mine last night.
Gilly immediately goes, I didn't hit him.
Oh, no. Someone was attacked by a bear?
Really? Are you sure there wasn't just like, how do I put it? Like, a small cave-in, and then he got concussed, and then said, "Oh, it was a bear." Because that sounds.
I don't know.
More likely.
I've never been in the mines. It's not for me.
You should try it. I'll teach you.
No, thank you. I've got to tend to the farm. I'll tend
to the farm.
Well, listen. A lot of people here. You just don't have a green thumb, Gilly.
Gilly looks at her thumbs. You sure about that?
That's not what I mean. I'm really good at farming and you're not. It's just like plants aren't into you.
We could try. And I bet you I would suck less at them. Maybe we've got our roles reversals, but you won't let me try.
Well, you do help during hay baling season. Or whatever physical labor. We attach the yoke to you and you plow the fields. That's great. That works out really well. But the day-to-day tending of stuff, it's a lot of hard work, but it's outside where it's mountain hot, which I guess is like 45 degrees Fahrenheit.
It's like really fucking cold, I would imagine.
It's slightly above freezing.
Oh no, where I'm going to the mines where it is actually freezing.
I imagine that if you work in there a lot, if there's a lot of people, it would get moderately warm, but...
Never really does.
Oh.
Mines are cold.
I have been in caves, but never mines.
It depends on how deep the mine is, but once you get to a certain point, you need to be wearing
that's not true.
Freaking jumpers.
I have been inside of a old limestone mine, but it was in an area where the limestone mines are there's bluffs that were pushed up, so they were able to go from the side, so they're essentially ground level. So they're relatively warm. Basically, they're only mid 50s to mid 60s in Fahrenheit.
I don't know your
room
fancy naming terms.
They're only slightly below room temperature.
Yeah, well, deep mines, they be cold until you get really deep and then they start warming up. And you don't want to know why they start warming up.
Is it because there's bears?
Yes, it's because there's bears.
Anyway,
All
you be
the
careful.
bears. Multitude of bears. Quantum bears. Sorry.
Your foster father says, be careful at work today. I don't want, if you got hurt, I don't know what the town would do.
I'm sure they'd
we
find
really
a way.
we really rely on all of the materials extracted from that mine, like coal and metals and whatever goes with that. This is where mustard comes from, right?
Sure. Sure. Yeah, fine.
All right. Breakfast completes, and you usually have a couple hours to do whatever you want before your shift starts.
Oh, I mean, Gilly at this point is just mostly going to be going off on her own, because she's been obnoxious to all the townsfolk, and that's boring if you keep on doing it to the same people. Because they basically don't give a shit. So,
yeah, it's like being in Minnesota almost, where everyone's really polite to you.
Yeah.
But sometimes they hate you and you can't tell the difference.
Oh, so they're British, is what you're saying?
See, but in Minnesota or in Britain, people drink, so eventually they'll tell you. Imagine a non-alcoholic Briton.
Oh, that's really depressing. Non-alcoholic Britain. This coming from the person that doesn't drink.
Oh God, almost everyone. You guys drink too much, though. Like, come on. They're like, oh, I just go out and get a couple of drinks with the boys. 18 drinks later, they're like, oh, it's just, No, that's actually a problem.
I don't drink. I don't know about drinking culture, really. I just know that people say we drink a lot, and I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right.
Anyway, so what would you like to do? Go wander into the woods?
I think I'm actually going to go and see old Bear Maul McGee, see what's happened to him. Because, if something's happened to him, I want to be able to laugh at his misery.
All right, so you go to the only doctor in town, and you ask who was injured, and he tells you that it was Dorsey, and he is resting in his home.
I shall go and see Dorsey then.
All right.
And make it so he doesn't rest ever again.
The door is answered by Dorsey's mom, who seems to have come over to help take care of him. And she leads you to him, and he's certainly injured. He's lying in bed. He's got some bandages on his arm. And is alive.
All right. Okay. Hey, Dorsey, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. I got mauled by a bear.
Really, though?
It was scary.
Yeah, being mauled by a bear must have been terrifying. Can I have a look?
I mean, it is about time to change my bandages.
That's a yes then, isn't it?
Yeah. He peels off his bandages, and there's like a bite mark out of it, like a bite mark on his shoulder, and a claw mark down his back.
Can I make a judgment call as if they are indeed bear marks?
Roll a nature check.
Believe it or not, that is something Gilly's proficient in. Oh, she's not that proficient in it. She got a 9 overall, even with all her bonuses.
It does look like an animal.
Yep. Are you sure it was a bear? Was it a ghost bear?
It was glowing in the dark. I don't understand it, but it was glowing in the dark.
I mean, there are minerals that glow in the dark. It could have got them. Never mind. You know what? Fine. I shall be wary of the ghost bear. But
I don't know. Are there any minerals that glow like a bluish, greenish color?
Yeah.
Huh.
Like lots.
That's weird.
I mean, yes, nature is a very, very strange subject. But I wouldn't know because I'm not allowed to go near it.
Well, you be careful in the mines. And anywhere you want. Because, I mean, a bear can't live in the mines. It's got to eat, right? There's only a little bit of food in the mines, and that's our food inside of barrels and crap.
And the fact that we're there.
Are we the food? Oh, shit. I don't want to be the food.
I mean, you've already established that you are indeed the food. Because you're the one that got bit. Why? Did you do anything particular that attracted the bear? Did you perhaps get showered in meat in the morning, or?
No, I heard a noise, and then I got really quiet, and I started to sneak out, and then I saw a glowing bear, and I ran.
Where did you see this glowing bear? What part of the mine?
It was in the mines, relatively near the entrance, where it sort of connects to the old cave system.
All right, I will be careful to not go there. Gilly's going to go there.
Okay.
And she's going to check around for, I don't know, ghost footprints.
Roll a tracking is usually a survival check.
Yeah.
So roll one of those and see if you see any animal footprints that are.
Oh my god! That's another
great
8.
rolls.
That's another 8.
Great rolls.
I have not got above a 4 yet.
A lot of people come in and out of this mine. There's a lot of carts. There's the way the wind happens to sweep through here, blows a lot of dust around. It's very nondescript as to what's happening.
It's very nondescript. Is it nondescript because it's
what I mean is
just general, or you don't want to describe it?
The floor looks like the floor of a cave. It doesn't look. There's nothing distinct about it. It all looks relatively even.
Okay, well, Gilly will go out of her way to make herself look tantalising because, you know what, if he's getting days off in the mine for being injured, whew.
All right, do you want to go into a particular part of the mine before you become tantalising?
I mean, she'll probably go down to where the old and the new mine meets, like you said, and okay. I know she'll probably do her job very slowly for a bit.
Okay. This attack did happen at night, so you're not sure if that has anything to do with. I
mean, Gilly does want to get off work, but she's not sure she'll stay around to get off work, if you know what I'm saying. So if she doesn't get attacked during her time there, she will jog on and go home.
All right. Roll a perception check while you're working.
Yay! That's a 20.
Okay. Sorry, I was whistling while I worked.
Yeah, I did get the reference. You didn't need to.
While you are chiseling at the side of the wall like an MMO, selecting all of the resource nodes, you do hear what sound like heavy footsteps and the occasional like I don't want to like a little. You've heard the kind of snort from like dogs before, but this is from a bigger creature.
And Gilly is going to mimic the snort.
The sounds stop for a moment.
Gilly will do it again.
You hear a sort of like sniffing the air kind of sound.
Yep. Gilly. I mean, she's probably just going to stand there looking baity at this point, you know. just sort of, come on, you big fucker, come and show me who you are.
Do you say that out loud?
Yep.
Okay. Where are you located in the mine? Just anywhere, or are you still located near the entrance to the old mine?
I'm not. I probably have mooched on down further down, so.
Okay. You are fairly quickly hit with the smell of what smells like dog poop.
It's those fucking bats again.
I don't think bat poop smells like dog poop.
I think poop smells like poop. regardless of where it's come from.
That's not true at all.
Anyway, I'm just going to say, are you okay?
And with that noise, you hear the sort of heavy footsteps moving a lot faster away from you.
I'm going to follow.
All right. You turn a corner, and as you do see a glimpse of something that is glowing a sort of bluish green, turning a corner and then disappearing.
I will keep on following.
All right.
Gilly is nothing if not determined to get bit.
She's determined to get that workers' comp.
She is. She just wants the few days off. God damn it, can you blame her?
Oh my god, I have been at jobs where I 100% wished I would get sick so I wouldn't have to go to fucking work. Like, that's a problem, because being sick sucks, but...
It's better than being at work sometimes. I've had places I've worked where I've been like that.
Like American jobs, too. Ugh.
I can't imagine doing American jobs.
No one imagines doing American jobs. Ugh.
Anyway, let me get bit. Workman's comp. Workman's comp. It's the title of this episode.
It might be called That's My Fetish.
Oh God, please.
So you turn the corner and you see a bear. What looks like a bear, glowing in the dark.
Is it see-through?
It is not see-through.
Okay, so it's not a ghost bear and they're dumbasses. I'm actually...
They do seem to be dumbasses.
They are
regardless
dumbasses.
of whether or not this is a ghost bear.
There is that to it. I just look at the bear and... Does it seem healthy, aside from glowing?
You are familiar with animals, being that you do live on a farm. This bear looks like it hasn't eaten that well, which would be expected if it's this far above the like freeze line or whatever. Like this high in the mountains, there's far less food for something that size. So
I am going to pull out my lunch and offer it to the bear.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh, good. My Achilles heel. That is an 18.
Charisma's your dump stat.
It's not actually. That's Dex, but yeah, sure.
Okay. The bear sort of sniffs the air again and smells. I imagine your lunch would not be potato leek soup. It's probably.
Kelly's got to have some form of protein in her life.
Yeah, I imagine that it's like a beef jerky mash, or a jerky of some kind. Rabbit jerky mashed with probably potatoes and some kind of fat.
Yeah, that sounds like something Gilly would eat. Yeah,
and maybe some like dried berries put in there, like a mountain pemmican.
Yeah, Gilly will offer that to the bear.
It sniffs the air, comes over, and it eats it. And as it gets closer, you see that the bear isn't like perfectly glowy. It looks like it almost has something on it that's glowing.
Oh, I knew people were dumbasses. Okay, so basically we've got like a giant bear in a cave that should not be in a cave. And now does it seem to be something growing on it or something that's covering it?
Roll a intelligence check with advantage because you are aware of things that are in the mine.
I've got 16.
Okay, you recognize this as phosphorus. White phosphorus, which
What?
not munitions grade white phosphorus, but the kind of phosphorus that under the right conditions, namely it's recently exposed to oxygen, will glow.
Yeah.
Bluish green.
Yeah.
And you imagine that maybe this bear is sleeping in or whatever, a place that is, which could happen in a mine if there's water dripping through a thing and then it sort of collects and then drains out the bottom. You know, there's probably some way for this to happen.
Yes. Let's carry on and ignore that part. Okay.
I've actually literally ripped this from a true story, by the way, so it can actually happen.
Yes! I'm going to go with yes, but based on what we know of the mine so far, I'm going to go with it's fictional. Okay. Gilly will try and approach the bear.
All right. You also need to remember that phosphorus is flammable, so be a little careful. Gilly is flammable.
Yep. Everything's flammable if you try hard enough.
Roll Roll another persuasion check.
That is 13.
All right. Roll with advantage because you just fed it.
Getting 13 wasn't enough. That is 17.
All right. No, 13 was probably enough to get it. It sort of sniffs you and sort of looks at you with its brown eyes. It is bigger than you by quite a bit.
That's fine. Gilly's going to sit down in front of it. Make a kind of I am not a threat to you kind of way. And she's going to hold her hand out.
The bear sniffs your hand, and then after a short while, turns around and starts walking to wherever it seemed to have been running before.
I am going to follow the bear.
All right. As you get closer to the old parts of the old cave system, it seems to be less willing to have you follow it.
Are there baby bears around?
How would you like to potentially determine that?
I'm just going to listen, I guess, because that seems like the smartest thing to do. Because baby bears are not that quiet.
Roll a perception check.
That is 11.
You do hear a slight dog puppy-like yip coming from somewhere in the caves. You can't get a full
Bear
direction.
has a puppy.
I don't know how baby bears sound, but I imagine they're somewhat puppy-like.
Oh. Okay, I will just sort of sit down and make myself non-threatening again. So
the bear keeps walking wherever it was going, leaving you to sit down.
Okay, I will go up to the surface and I will get some meat and I will take it back down to where I was and sit down and wait for the bear.
All right. Some time passes and the bear does stick its nose out again, smelling the beef, and sees you there with it. It stares at you.
I will not move once more. All I will do is I will just push the meat forward.
All right. You see the bear come out, grab the meat in its mouth, and then walk back to where it was before.
Gilly will wait here because this is way better than doing her job. She'll wait for the bear.
Okay. Some time passes again. The yipping seems to die down a little bit that you heard from before. And the bear comes out, still glowing in the dark. Actually, maybe a little more glowy, as if it had to trudge through whatever it was trudging through that makes it glowy.
Right, that makes sense.
And it sits maybe 10 feet away from you and just stares at you.
Gilly will not stare at the bear because that seems like a really bad idea. Gilly will just sit just so the bear sort of gets used to her presence and just wait to see what it does, because Gilly is... She's not stupid. She's distinctly not stupid. She's not going to cause problems for the bear. But she wants the bear to know that she can trust her.
It just seems to be sitting there either guarding the passageway back or otherwise curious about you.
All right, after about half an hour, Gilly will get bored and she will start quietly shuffling.
It watches every time you shuffle. And which shuffle do you do? The Charleston shuffle? Do you do...
I'm the butt shuffle.
The butt shuffle, okay.
Shuffle forward slowly on her butt.
It doesn't make any overt noise or anything. It just watches you.
Okay, when I'm about 2 or 3 feet away from it, I'm going to hold up my hand again.
All right.
And wait for the bear to do anything.
As you get closer, you do notice that the hairs on its back do stand up a little more. But it's still staring at you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna she's gonna sit there with her hand held out, whilst and wait for the bear's hackles to lower, because she's not threatening or anything, and she has brought it food.
Yeah. After a while, it does come out, or it does lean forward and sniff your hand again.
She's gonna scritch its ears.
Roll a scritch check.
Scritch check.
I don't know what that is. Roll a scritch check, whatever it is.
Scritch check. I guess in charisma that's a 17.
All right. The bear leans into it and then makes soft, cute bear noises.
Yay, friend!
And you can tell when you feel that this bear is definitely not getting enough to eat. Bears shouldn't be this high up in the mountains.
Okay, I wish I could talk to animals.
You technically can, but it's quote unquote communication.
I guess if I was to communicate with this bear, I would probably say it needs to follow me to get out of this place because it's dangerous.
All right, roll a persuasion check.
Come on, I need to get something on this. I have got, what is that? Charisma. That would, hang on. Oh no, it's perception. That would be a 13?
Okay. You have convinced the bear that it needs to move. But it doesn't necessarily feel safe doing so, if that makes sense. Because of the babies.
Because of the babies. Okay. I mean, I'm going to offer it to find it a place to live. So it's got a safe place to take the babies.
Okay.
Why was it in the cave in the first place?
Are you asking?
Yeah.
You gather, based on the kind of bear it is, that and the way that the weather had gone in this season, that it may have actually gotten partially trapped up here.
Oh.
Like it was up here eating berries, and then the way it would normally walk down became like a mudslide and wasn't able to fully get back down to where it normally would go.
I can tell them that I know the way out.
Okay.
If it wants to follow me, I'll stop it from getting hurt.
Roll another persuasion check.
That is a God damn it, that's another 13.
Okay. It seems to think that if it just had more food, maybe it would be fine. And then when the season breaks, it can sneak out.
I can't give you that much food, and I can't let you hurt all the people.
I need 1,000 pounds of food a week.
You're a big bear. You need to come out and you need to hunt your own food. And not the people in this mine, because that's just mean. It's a mean bear thing to do.
It feels offended at being called a mean bear.
Well, then prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, bear. Prove me wrong that you're brave enough to take your kids out and you can live in my barn, but not hunt the farm animals.
Roll an intimidation check.
I'm not intimidating the bear. I'm not trying to intimidate the bear.
Roll a shame check.
Shame. Oh, God. Oh, jeez. Hey! That's a natural 20.
All right. You have shamed this bear into, you've browbeaten this bear into going along with you.
Yay!
All right. So the bear goes back to the place where it was before. It pulls out. Well, it comes out with one puppy sort of being, well, not puppy. Do they call it? What do they call it? Cubs. Cubs. They're cubs.
But that sound like puppies.
They do. I don't know. I didn't look this up. It has 2 cubs. One of which it's holding by the scruff of its neck in its mouth, and the other one is walking under its own power. The one that she's holding by the scruff of the neck seems to be less well off than the other one.
Oh, poor baby. I'm going to lead them to my farm, and I'm going to make sure to tell them the farm animals were not for eating. There's a forest just over there that you can go and hunt in, but I will feed you if you need to.
All right, you do have plenty of salted meats and whatnot to feed them with for a while. How long are you going to let the bears stay with you?
As long as they want.
Okay.
And my bears now.
They are your bears. Okay.
And that is the story of how Gilly got her bear form.
So yeah, for whatever reason, they stay with you for the next 3 or 4 months.
Yay!
And you mostly manage to keep them secret. There are a lot of bear sightings. They stop glowing in the dark once they're away from the actually poisonous phosphorus they've been laying in.
You shock me.
I mean, there's sightings of like, oh, there was a dog or a big bear and it ate some of my corn or whatever, but nothing as extreme as whatever happened to whatever the fuck his name was who got hurt. He recovers fine. He's only missing one toe.
That's not bad for being bitten on the shoulder and straight across the chest. He only just lost a toe from that. What? God's sake, dude.
It's funnier that way.
Oh God. I can't trust you with anything.
All right, yeah, and the bear's strength returns, and when you're a bear, you do look a lot like this bear.
I do glow a little bit as a bear.
Yeah,
I need to use the bear form more often.
It's Plan B.
Well, Plan B is for baboon.
Oh, Plan B has been for bear before, though.
Yeah, very occasionally, but mostly that's for baboon. But Plan B for bear, okay.
And I think Plan B was once for Brian.
Plan B can be any number of bees. It's fine. Oh my god.
All right. Well, that happened. So I guess that's where we'll end our session. Cleo, where can people find you?
Oh, you can find me on the YouTubes as Zombie Cleo, because yay.
I'm dewtroid, and I do this mostly. Our music is by Ian Stalker. We always appreciate any feedback we get, so feel free to leave any. Also, tell your friends. So we were playing our D&D game here, talking about the foot scale, and I got called a femme, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. Is that true?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It can't be true.
That sounds right to me.